Margaret.
We're gonna shoot a video in the beautiful bubble tea shop. And recently I'm reading an article named Identity and Social Location, and this article was written by Gavin and Margaret. They was writing a book named Women's Life and Multicultural Perspectives. And in this paragraph, the author claims that women's identity is complex and important, and it is constantly changing. The author claims that there have four main categories, which is micro, meso, macro, and global level. For the meso level, it's most of the people is really comfortable with this level, because in this level they have more time to process. So micro and global levels of social relationships to examine the complexity of women's life. So in the micro level, we can express and control the process of changing identity very well, by connecting the life experience and significant event. And the meso level is related to our daily life. For instance, like people ask you, who are you and where are you from? Or like this determine their, actually they want to determine their relationship with you. And like sometimes people usually distinguish others by physical experience, like gender, something like that, because as you can tell, like you look like different from us, right? And another one is micro level. It's about the different group of people in the same social environment, and that will describe themselves through different cultures and different history background. And finally, the last one is global level for people to express it, to actually expressing people's expenses. I thought this article might be interested because there are so many factors that can include inflect our identities. This article also make a better understanding for us, like what our identity should be and what should we interact with people. And finally we got the question. I got a question for you. Do you think sometimes it is hard to build up your social identity in a new environment?
Yes.
Do you think that?
I think
Sure.
it
I
is.
think it's not very easy, right?
No, it's not easy because sometimes you have to follow the crowd, right?
Yeah.
To see how people are behaving, and then you try to do the same. It's natural, and it's hard. We are going to do that, but it takes time. We have to understand. We have to feel. We have to have feeling with that, right? To be natural. So it is kind of hard, but I think it's essential. And that question, who you are, who are you?
Yeah.
It's
We should
very hard.
renew.
It's-
Renew a new role,
That's
right?
true, and it's hard for us to
Yeah.
know and to understand our identity, right?
Yeah,
That
it is really hard.
It is. I think it's one of the hardest question. It's that one.
So
who are you?
Especially when we have a different level English, and then we can meet different questions, right?
Yeah.
And
that's-
especially we have a different culture, and we are
The
just
background different.
background is different,
Yeah.
and we have age different, right?
Yeah, right.
And experiences, our experiences is very different. Sometimes
Yeah.
you're the same country, but your
Different
experiences can be
experience.
almost the
Yeah.
same as mine.
Yeah.
And then you have more in common with me than
Yeah.
with Sheena.
Yeah.
So it's kind of okay, our culture
Yeah.
is very important, but the same experience that you live, it's kind of important too. For you
Yeah,
to have
sure.
this feeling, this connection with the people or place or
and our identity is different. Like
Yeah.
used to be, Margaret used to be a teacher.
Yeah.
And
I'm a mother.
Yeah, and mother.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just a student. My identity is so simple. I'm just a student and studying Canada.
You have a boyfriend.
I have a question for you guys
Yeah.
actually. They say in this article, right, that
Yeah.
our name is kind of part of our identity.
Yeah.
Do you feel that your identity changed because you changed your name, right? You have a Chinese name and now
we
you have
English
an
name.
English
Yeah,
name.
yeah, sure.
So how do you feel? Do you feel that it's kind of part of your Canadian identity, or how do you feel that it changed in your identity?
I think at the beginning it's very hard to accept a new role, because for me, I'm not young, and I have many years work experience, and there are some markers on my on my life. And when I come to here, I need to try to build up new
everything.
Everything. Yeah, you are
Everything,
right.
yeah.
Yes, totally. I'm teacher here, but different student, different background. So teach them. I will meet a lot of new questions.
That's true.
So, but I think that's a good chance. Life needs to chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
we think it's a chance. It's not a challenge. It's better.
It's better. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
right. You know what? I was reading this article, The Pedagogy of Listening, the listening perspective from Radio Emilia, the other day for our edu class. And Carlina Rinaldi, she's the author from this article, and she is the director from the Children's Center and from the children from Radio Emilia Methodology. So she says about the importance of the children to listen to us. They are very curious, and sometimes we can understand what they are thinking about. So that's why we have to listen them very carefully to understand what they are thinking and how they are express themselves. So before we were always thinking that they just have a voice, right? They are so they have a voice, but no, they have much more than that. They show their curiosities, their doubts, the way their perspective, everything. So that's why we should listen to them. Not only them should listen to us. So she mentioned that it's very important for us because we learn so much from them. They learn from us as well, but we learn so much from them. So, and she says at the same time that it's very important the way we react to that, because when children ask us something, we have to think about how to answer them. So it makes us to be more careful what we're going to say, to be more creative, to have more respect, right? So everything that's why they teach us with this listening part. So she said that it's fundamental, the listening part from Radio Emilia Centers. They search for meaning for everything. Children search for meaning, and they are always asking us why, how, because everything is so theoretic, right? But when you ask questions, it's kind of now I am understanding. So that's what interested the most, the importance. I've never thought before about that. That's amazing how it works. And I have a question for you. What do you think about the importance of listening?
I think for the listening, it's really important because the children, as you mentioned, we should be equal. Like you listen, like not only you just listen, tell them what to do, and you also need to listen the feedback, right?
That's true.
Yeah, I agree with you. And in my opinion, in my class, I think listening is a skill. Sometimes you need to have more patience because some students just you said they need thinking, or we don't know what they are talking.
That's
so
true.
we need to waiting maybe 5 minutes, and then they can give an answer. But
Yeah.
I think it's very important. It's more than you give them answers directly. I think it's not very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you mentioned something very important. Like listen is not for you to question.
Yeah.
And it's more for you to understand, to give answers.
Yeah.
So that's why it's very important for them and for us as well, right? But
Yes.
before they didn't have this space in our society. They were just like, oh, okay, you should behave, you shouldn't listen to us, but we never listened to them.
Yeah, and they understand what they are feeling. I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
that's
It's more
very
emotional.
important.
And
Yeah.
if you don't listen, you don't know
Yeah.
what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Like there is maybe different from you, and maybe you would never understand the kids.
Yeah,
Kids.
what
so how
happened,
should
yeah.
you teach them, right?
Yeah.
That's
If
true.
you don't listen to them,
Yeah.
so that will be.
So just Karina said, we need to learn each other. Just that the article told us, yeah, we need to learn more from children,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm reading the article the other day is Palace and the Place and the Identity for Children in Classrooms and Schools in the Journal of Canada Association for Curriculum Studies, November 2005. It talks about a score question about the what is place? How can we help students rebuild the identity when they are learning in the classroom or schools? I think we can overlook this article from two parts. The first part, he discussed a source of structure formation which people who limited everyday life can shape themselves. Examples, social structures have rules, resources, and available relationships. When this social structure are developed, everyday life becomes a structure itself. Moreover, the author found the support and the sabotage can be offered in relationship between the students through the everyday life in the classrooms. And in another part, the author gave some examples, really good examples, as planning for place, making and suggest semi-structures activities means, for example, we can give the students presentations chance and just give their subject and they should talk something about this topic, and the other students will give their opinions, and these activities practice their make their own opinions. Yeah, and they space actually a day life, and from the way students live in this space, the importance of human identity and how they live. The writer also suggests the location is a source of security, belonging, meaningful relationships, and identity, and which helps to further support the considerations of how positions work in identity creating students in the classroom. So I think this is a very good article because they gave us a lot of examples how to use it in the classroom, and this method is used for, and because he is a teacher, she's teacher too, and he has a lot of experience about this part. So I have a questions to you. Do you think as a place our classroom is very important to children?
It is important. Yeah, because you're trying to actually the classroom will actually affect the children's behavior.
Yeah.
Like what kind of material you provide for the student.
What called their attention?
Yeah. Yeah, if you provide a lot of material that's come from nature, and they can actually use their hand to manipulate this material
Yeah.
and get different experiences. So I think it is important.
Yeah, I think it is
Yeah.
very important too.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of amazed nowadays it's changing this
Yeah.
perspective, right?
Mhm.
Like before, when maybe in our time it was different. We just have like tables and couple seats and the toys. We have time to play with them. With it, it wasn't so open as it is right now. Like now they have like a lot of space. They have so many toys. They can express themselves and they feel very comfortable in that space.
Sure.
And for the children to feel safe, they have to feel confident, right?
Yeah.
And I think the classroom has this power.
And as a teacher, we need to give them a positive awareness, right? Awareness.
Yeah.
And children spend a lot of time in the classroom from Monday to Friday, and more than they stay with their parents. So
It's
they
actually
learn-
like a second home.
Yeah.
Yes,
right?
you're right. I like this.
Second home.
This,
Second home,
yeah, second home. So you should give them more support and help them to make a new identity,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Yeah. So thank you.
So do you know what? I was reading this article,
It's okay, you can speak louder.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know what? I was
Sorry.
It's okay.